So Fist Fight is a crass R-rated comedy starring Charlie Day and Ice Cube as teachers. When Charlie Day kind of gets Ice Cube fired, Ice Cube doesn't appreciate that and challenges him to a fist fight at the end of the school day. And there we have a movie. It's mean-spirited, it's crass, it is jam-packed with F-bombs and every other kind of just crass thing you can imagine. It's kind of funny and it's kind of terrible all at the same time. I'm just going to cut right to the point. This movie feels a little bit like someone found an Adam Sandler script from 1995, just did a weekend update on it, slammed it down, cast 2 actors that can draw some people together, sprinkled some other comedic actors you've seen from other stuff across the film, for some reason put Christina Hendricks and Dennis Haysbert in it, totally miscast. And that's the movie. The logic doesn't work. It feels like it's from a different time as like this high concept comedy that doesn't really have a message or a story. It's just a setup for gags. It works entirely based off of the talent of the actors involved in creating scenarios for them to be those characters that you love them to play. Ice Cube plays the tough guy. He goes, "I'm gonna hit you. You don't mess with me." And then Charlie Day goes, "Why mess with me? Like, what did I do wrong? We're both in a tough situation and I don't want to." He's just doing that neurotic thing he always does. If you want to see that, if that's your thing, it's cranked up all the way to 11. You will love it. If you love your tough guy Ice Cube, you will love it. That's what you get here. Tracy Morgan playing the Tracy Morgan that he always plays. That's what this movie is. And on that, I found it amusing enough. Beyond that, it's pretty frustrating. I mean, I could just go through every scene and plot point of the movie and nitpick it because the tone is so slightly, kind of the whole thing's slightly off. It has no rules or logic to it, but it plays as if it's in the real world. So it's playing out with normal type situations, with normal type emotions, but it has no logic to it. It's nonsensical. It's lazy writing in that way that you could see the writer being like, "Hey, it's a comedy. Why are you getting so worked up about this?" Because they're being lazy just to set up comedy, but at the same time, it is a comedy. And if you're expecting more from this movie, that's kind of on you. This movie knows what it is and who it's targeting, which people that like mean-spirited, crass humor, and the ideas of 2 guys getting in a fist fight, fighting each other. If that appeals to you, you will find this movie enjoyable enough. It'll make you laugh a little bit. Not great, not awesome, enjoyable enough. Most people, probably not your cup of tea. For me, it worked well enough. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I just barely recommend it, but really only if you saw the trailer and really liked that and understand it's an R-rated comedy with an awful lot of F-bombs in it. But I'm really only recommend you go see it at the Dollar Theater, rent it at Redbox. Don't rush out to see it at the main theaters. It's not that good, but it's amusing enough for the right person in the right context. How about you? Tell me what you thought about this movie. Is it too mean-spirited? I was really debating if I kind of wanted to praise the movie specifically for this like macho, as in like 2 guys actually get to fight each other in a movie and that's celebrated. But then I went, these 2 guys are both awful human beings. So I can't celebrate it because they're terrible people. So what about you? Tell me what you thought in the comments section. Also, if you're new to my channel, you've never clicked that subscribe button, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do a daily movie news roundup where I talk about the daily movie news during the work week, as well as 3 or 4 movie reviews. You're watching one of them right now, as well as a live show on Sundays where I take some questions and talk about whatever's kind of on my mind in the world of movies. With that said, thank you for watching.